What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Hammer Dance YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Razer Huntsman Mini keyboard. This is pretty cool and pretty exciting because Razer is like the first mainstream company that manufactures gaming products to actually jump into the 60% keyboard world. I've been using my Ducky 1-2 Mini for quite some time now, so like switching it up and trying out a different keyboard, it's gonna be pretty fun for me. So I picked up the version with the purple tactile optical switches in it, so we're gonna give this thing a shot and see how it performs and how it compares to the Ducky 1-2 Mini, because I have loved my Mini for so long that I feel like it's gonna be pretty hard to change my mind in saying that that's the best keyboard that I've ever used. So without further ado, let's check this thing out. All right, guys, so real quick, before we dive into this and check out the keyboard, I just want to give a thank you and shout out to the sponsor for today's video, Own.tv. Own.tv is the place to go, guys, if you're looking for some fresh new graphics for your stream. Whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook gaming, you'll find something that's a perfect fit for your channel. They offer full themed overlay packages, which are great if you're trying to give your stream a complete makeover, but let's say you're just looking to pick up some new alert graphics. Don't worry, because they've got you covered there too. You could find single graphics such as alerts, banners, panels, and logos as well. And one of the best parts about most of these overlays is that they are completely modular. So if you and your friends all pick up the same overlay, such as this Rodan one right here, you can change the colors and tweak it to match your brand, and none of you will have the exact same overlay. If you guys are looking to take your stream to the next level, be sure to check out Own.tv using my link below to support the channel. All right, so first things first here, guys, let's talk about the fact that this is a 60% form factor keyboard. And what 60% means is basically you're compacting the keyboard into just the essentials, which is becoming pretty popular nowadays, especially with a lot of FPS gaming going on, battle royales, you know, Call of Duty Warzone taking over. Most gamers want a ton of space on their desktop for their mouse. Playing at a super low sense with your mouse is like extremely important in being accurate. A lot of people play on low sense, so having that extra desk room is a must. So 60% keyboards have become very popular, and Razer is the first mainstream company to actually dive into this market and listen to the community and come out with a 60% board. So when you take the board here, you have a plastic bottom, there is a metal plate underneath the keys with the PBT keycaps up on top, nice and sturdy, thick, they feel pretty good. 2 levels of pop-out feet on the bottom for, you know, elevating the keyboard. If you don't like to have it flat on your desk, you can use these to elevate it a little bit to make it stand up. There's no flex really here on the keyboard either. It's a pretty sturdy build. I will note though that it is very lightweight compared to other keyboards out there. Comparing this to the weight of my Ducky 1-2 Mini, it is significantly lighter. So like if you're using this board maybe for a travel board or like taking it with you places, this might be your go-to because it is pretty light. It comes with a nice braided detachable USB-C cable. You can use your own cable if you prefer. I know a lot of people out there like to use coiled USB-C cables. They like the look of it. So just note here that you can replace this cable and use any USB-C cable that you want. Keycaps up top are side printed, so it's important to note here that with a 60% board, if you're not familiar with them, you lose a lot of keys, obviously, as you can see here. You don't technically lose them, but you lose them. So you have your F keys all at the top, all your function keys are there. So really all you're doing is using that function key at the bottom of the keyboard, and that allows you to use all the extra keys like your media keys, your function keys, your arrow keys, print screen key, all that stuff. So let's talk about the switches here, because this is probably one of the most important things to talk about when it comes to mechanical keyboards. A lot of people are very picky when it comes to their switches. Now, for my whole life, up until about 2 years ago, I used blue switches. I love blue switches because they're very clicky, very tactile. You know when you press that key. They are a little tough, so if you're FPS gaming and you're trying to be super fast, I wouldn't really recommend the blue switches. However, it is all personal preference, so if you are fine with them and you like them, that's really all that matters. So here on this board, I picked up the version with the purple switches. These are the more tactile, clicky version of the switches. This keyboard does come with 2 versions of switches. So you have The black version of this keyboard comes with the purple clicky optical switches or the linear optical switches, and you have a white version of this keyboard that comes with the clicky purple switches or the linear switches as well. Here's a weird thing though. There is a price difference when going between these two different switch variations. If you want to pick up the more clicky tactile switches, which are the purple ones, that's going to run you about $120. If you want to go for the more linear optical switches, which are the more quiet, not as tactile when you press it down, that's going to run you about $130. Not really sure why they made a price difference there. That's a little weird, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. Anyway, I prefer the more tactile, clicky feel. I like feeling when I press the key. It feels really good. So this keyboard does have some onboard memory, so you can store some lighting presets and save profiles directly onto the board. So if you're unplugging this board, throwing it in your backpack, going to a friend's house or a tournament, wherever you're going, you can save those profiles directly to the board, and they will travel with the board so that you don't have to install Razer Synapse on whatever computer it is that you're plugging this board into. That is pretty cool. Having onboard memory on a keyboard is just awesome. You can take it with you and just keep your same lighting effects, keep any macros that you made to certain keys. Like it's pretty good. And another cool quality of life thing that I found on this board, which I hadn't seen before, and I watched a couple reviews, is that if you press down the function key, remember how I mentioned earlier, if you press down the function key, that allows you to use the secondary function of all the other side printed keys. When you press down the function key, it actually illuminates those keys that have secondary functions and then dulls out the ones that don't have secondary functions. So it's pretty cool for like a little quick thing if you want to, skip a song or use your arrows or take a print screen or use, keys F1 through F12. It is definitely a cool feature to have that. I mean, this keyboard also is highly customizable. Basically, any standard custom keycap sets will fit on this keyboard, which is pretty cool. I actually ordered a set of custom keycaps for it as well, so I'm going to be swapping out these keycaps. Not that I don't like them, they do feel good. The construction of these keycaps is very sturdy, they're thick, they're nice, they feel solid when you press down, and it is a good feeling. All in all here, guys, this is a very solid keyboard by Razer. I definitely want to give a big thumbs up to them for this. I mean, they're jumping into this market. They listened to the community. They decided to come out with a 60% keyboard, and this thing is going to fly off the shelves. It's going to be in Best Buy, and people are going to be in there. Oh, nice Razer 60% keyboard, boom, buying it. Like, it's going to happen. The price point is a little high in my opinion. $120 to $130 is a little crazy. You can get a Ducky 1-2 Mini for around $100. So the price is a little bit high, and that price difference between the clicky and the linear switches definitely throws it off a little bit. So that's definitely a little weird, but other than that, as a product itself, this is a solid keyboard, and I would recommend this to anyone who's jumping in to the market for a 60% keyboard. I'm not sponsored by Razer in any way. They didn't send me this keyboard for free. I purchased this to use on my own time, my own money, and I figured I would give a nice, honest review for you guys. It's a solid keyboard. If you're trying to jump into the market for 60%, definitely a good first one to pick up. That is my review and my thoughts on the Razer Huntsman Mini. This thing is it's nice. I like it. I like the way it feels. Definitely a little lighter than the Ducky 1-2 Mini. Definitely a good travel board, but it's a solid board, and I'm actually very happy that Razer did this. Maybe this will push some other companies like HyperX and Corsair to kind of like try and jump into this market as well. So good job, Razer. You killed it with this one. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button. That lets me know that you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to the channel. 96% of you guys are not subscribed. That's a crazy percentage. So hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss the next time I post a video. And if you guys want to hang out with me on my live streams, I stream on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern times, and Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'll drop a link to that in the description below this video. But anyways, guys, that's all from me. So I want you to keep those hammers up, and I'll see you next time.